Hello. Thank you guys for being here for our 10-minute overview of what it's like to be a brand ambassador for Arbonne and to own your own virtual business. If we have not met, I'm Shannon Wenzel. My husband and I live in the northwest corner of Illinois where he farms with his family, and I homeschool our 5 kiddos. And I have been with Arbonne for about 4 years. So I'm going to give you the very quick version of all of this. So I had a narrative in my mind about this industry, and I imagine that many of you do too. So let's just put it out on the table. I completely thought the entire industry was a scam. I thought the only people who did it were kind of sad, didn't really have any friends, were not very educated, and were getting taken advantage of by these companies. And I thought all of the products were complete and total junk. So that was my big narrative about this. I went to law school after college, and I really thought I was too educated and too special for this. But I've been at home and homeschooling my kids for about 10 years when I happened to meet somebody who disrupted that narrative for me. And I'm going to tell you, we never became best friends. We had never had dinner together, anything like that. But I saw what her business allowed her to do, and I saw that she was running it in a different way than I'd ever seen before. And just through knowing her very tangentially for about 5 years, I was able to kind of take one step back and take the big chip I had on my shoulder off and just think for 1 second, well, what if what her life is like is what I could do? And just by doing that, I started my own business, and I decided this is what I was going to do. And I was able to become successful very quickly, just like she had, and just like a lot of the brand ambassadors on my team have been. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about that. You guys saw the compensation levels and the levels of management on our post before, so I'm not going to go over that with you. But what I want to talk to you guys about is what the most common objections I hear are, and then what I have found in relation to what I do. So I can't speak to any other team. I can't speak to other companies in the industry. In fact, what I'll tell you is I was correct about what I thought for most companies in the industry, but we are structurally very different. So here's what I want you to know. If you're somebody who maybe you think you're too good for this, you think you're too educated for this, that was 100% me. But here's what I found. I found when I had my oldest daughter, I was working at a big law firm and I loved what I was doing. I did not want to be a stay-at-home parent. So I got a nanny, and I was like, this is going to be the best childcare situation for all of us. And you know what? It was great, but I would come home every day and the nanny would be like, we went to the park, we went to the library, and I'd be like, shoot, because why am I commuting on this sweaty train and working all this time when you're doing the fun things with my baby? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to go part-time. This is going to be genius. This is going to be the best of both worlds. It's absolutely the worst of both worlds. What it really means is that you're working at the firm 3 days a week, and then you're working at home 2 days a week with your baby for free. And nobody is ever happy. No one at work is ever happy. You don't feel like you're doing a good job at home. And I was like, all right, shoot. Well, I'm going to have to be a stay-at-home parent because I have tried everything. And I know some of you are dying to be stay-at-home parents, and you have such a heart for that. And I'm just gonna be honest, I did not. There's this huge part of my brain that needs something to do so I don't go crazy. But I became a stay-at-home parent. I became a homeschooling parent. I had a lot more babies, and I became a foster parent. So I had all of that more. And I really wanted a way to earn a substantial income, but still completely control my time. And what I found, especially after I had already started, is there are a lot of highly educated people who do what I do for the exact reasons I started. That we were very successful at what we thought we wanted to do, but then we found we didn't like what life looked like. We wanted more freedom of choice. I wanted to be able to choose when I was working, when I could miss things. I wanted to be able to both put my family as a priority and spend that time I wanted to spend with my baby daughter, but also have a substantial career. And people think law firms are awful. My firm was great to me, but that was not an option. It wasn't an option when I was full-time, and it wasn't an option when I was part-time. And then when I was a stay-at-home parent and a homeschooling mama and a farmer's wife, all jobs that I cherish and who are who I am, I couldn't find a way to help supplement my family's income and to build a substantial career. I could not think of what can you do when you have 5 kiddos under 7 and you homeschool them and you're going to keep doing that for many years. What could you do that would be a substantial, great career? There was nothing I found. But what I found when I started my business is I got to have both of those things. This provides a third way for people who really want the freedom to design their life, whether that's because you want to be a stay-at-home parent or spend more time with your kids, whether you want to start your own business business like my husband, whether you just want to travel. I have a lot of people on my team who don't have children and want to travel full time, and this is what allows them to do that. Whether you want to do missions full time, or whether you want to fund something near and dear to your heart, this is the third way for that. This is a vehicle that allows us to do that. So that is what I found, and I found that there are a lot of highly educated people who do the same thing that I do, specifically because that's what they wanted. They already had the income, they already had the great job, and they realized it was not what they wanted. What they really wanted was the freedom to design their life and still have that level of income, and that's what they found, what they do with Arbonne. So the second thing that I was like, absolutely not, is I'm not a salesperson. So I hear that from people so often, and it absolutely was true for me too. We don't even sell Girl Scout cookies around here. I will just write the check. I hate sales. So how can that be true? And how can I also have promoted to the top title in the company in 3 years? How are they both true? Well, what I found is that we don't really do sales. What you see on the internet and what you see some other people doing is not what we do. It didn't feel good to any of us, and so we quit doing it. Basically, what we found is that being a social influencer and being able to present your lifestyle in a way and just really help people understand health and wellness and really educate people about their products is what we really were able to do without needing to be salesy and spammy and all of that stuff that you didn't like, that I don't like. And so we found that most of us are doing that anyway. So when you go out to the dinner, maybe for Valentine's Day, I hope not, because it'll be crazy out there, and you go someplace amazing, what most of us do is we suggest it to other people. When you get a great drink off the secret menu at Starbucks, the first thing that most of us naturally do is suggest it to our best friend. And what we found is that we don't need to be salesy because most people naturally speak like that anyway. The other really big bonus for us is that most people are looking for what we have. I don't know about you, but it has been a bonanza on my Facebook of people wanting to lose weight, get healthy, all of that good stuff right after the holidays, right? Isn't that always how it is? And I have people coming to me all of the time for what we have to offer. The other big part of what we do with our skincare and our personal care and our makeup is also huge right now. You may have seen the Kardashians themselves have gone down to Congress to ask them to make a law protecting us when it comes to personal care products. Now, that hasn't happened. The last law about personal care products was in 1938. So that's not there yet, but we're having a huge moment. It is a movement that we basically were the founders of. Arbonne is an almost 40-year-old company, but that lots more people are jumping on board now. And you can really see the movement is making a lot of forward progress. So that makes it, again, really simple for us to not need to do any of the weird sales tactics because we're giving people what they are looking for, a way to have safe personal care, a way to have safe nutrition products when they don't know what to do, when the research seems very hard, when everything on the shelf has got bad and scary ingredients. So that is a lot of what I found that made it not really a sales business for us. Really just sharing about things we like and helping connect people to the things that they were looking for anyway. The next thing that I was really hesitant about was not knowing enough people. So when I started my business, I was a stay-at-home mama, homeschooling mama on a farm in the middle of nowhere. It took me 30 minutes to drive to the grocery store. And I spoke to one adult per day, every day, my husband, maybe if I was lucky. If you're not familiar with farming, sometimes that's about an 18 or 20 hour a day job. And that was it. That was the only adult I knew. I just thought, well, obviously I can't be successful because I don't know anyone. I don't talk to anyone. But very similarly to what I just said about people looking for what we have, that is what I found. There were two things that made a big difference for me. The first thing was networks I was already in. I didn't realize how many networks I was already in. I was going to church. You know, the kiddos had done this thing. We were in dance. We were doing this. My husband's farm, my old sorority, high school, all of that kind of stuff, right? I didn't realize that. I was discounting how many networks I was really in. Even if I weren't close to those people, once they knew what I was doing, they were willing to support me because, like I said, these were things they were looking for anyway. Besides that, the biggest thing that made a difference for me is social media. So instead of needing to go into people's living rooms and be with them and like convince them of things, I'm able to get in front of a lot of people per day just through social media. And I bet you are too. Haven't you seen movies because your friends have suggested them? Have you decided not to do something because your friend said it wasn't worth it? Have you ever seen an all call with like, help, I need help finding little boys' jeans that don't fall off, right? That is the power of the social media empire that is. And what we are able to do is just use that as a tool to build. Even if you don't feel like you know a lot of people, it's the way that we get to speak to a lot of people and really influence a lot of people without even realizing it. We're all doing it naturally, and we don't really realize we're doing it. And then the last objection that I most commonly hear is, I don't have enough money. And I will just say to you, that is exactly why you need to do this. So we absolutely did not have a lot of money either. I think most people who start do not have a lot of money. That's very common. That's why you want to bring in an extra income, right? And I was like, well, I can't do this because I can't even afford to buy things. Here's what I need to tell you. You do not need a big start order. We don't do that. So if you've talked to other people at other companies and you're scared, we don't do that. This is the only place you can start a business for about $500 or less. I'm going to tell you right now. The second thing I want you to know is we don't carry inventory. That's another really common problem with companies in the industry, that every month you have to carry a bunch of stuff. So that's called monthly minimums. We also don't do that. You don't have stuff shipped to you every month. You don't keep things in your home. So when somebody needs to get a mascara from me, I can't just give them one. I mean, maybe I might have an extra one that was for me that's unopened, but that's not how this works. We don't stock, we don't deliver. It's just regular online shopping, and we help connect them. And maybe sometimes you might even help them enter their orders if that feels difficult for them. But we don't stock and deliver. So everything goes directly from the warehouse to the client, just like shopping anywhere else. It's one of my favorite things. I always tell people, if I had to deliver with those 5 kiddos, Lord knows you would never get your products. Also, I couldn't have the global business that I have because I'd only be able to give it to people who live right by me. The power of the internet now is that my business can exist in 7 countries in virtually every state without me having to live anywhere but the little tiny place that I live. It's just been a really exciting time. So not having enough money is not going to be an issue for you because we are not going to ask you to do those things. We are not going to have the monthly spend out. We're not going to have any of those things. So I just want you to know that. The other thing I want you to know that's really important, that's very different from other companies in the industry, is we don't get paid to recruit. So when I'm talking to you right now, I never need to convince you to start a business because you're not standing between me and my free Mercedes, right? So the night before I got my Mercedes, I didn't need to go around and be like, if you don't sign up, I will not get my Mercedes tomorrow. That's not how it works. So we have what's called a sales volume-based promotion schedule where you don't need a certain number of legs. You don't need a certain number of promotions. You don't need a certain number of people to recruit. We don't work that way. You don't have to have anyone on your team to promote. And that is what I love, because what that allows is for me to be really genuine with you. I don't need anyone to do it. What I really want to figure out if this is a fit for you and your family. And I think you'll find that that changes your entire experience, both before you decide if this is right for you or not, but then after, if you do decide to become a brand ambassador and it is right for you, you're going to find it really changes your experience to not need to convince people. That's an awful feeling, to not be genuine, to feel desperate like you need somebody, and they don't like it either. So you're never going to be in that position, and that's something that I really appreciate about what we do. So I am passionate about 3 things when it comes to this company. I know I'm probably over my 10 minutes, y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm so fired up about this. So I am really passionate about the third way that this has allowed me to find, and many of the men and women on my team to find, between having a corporate 9-to-5 job, making a good income, or having no job or being a stay-at-home parent. If you want both, if you want to be able to prioritize your time and do things that you want to do. If you want to be able to wake up and say, what do I want to do today? Do I want to drop the kids off and go to the gym? Do I want to run my own business? Do I want to work for free for the church one day a week? I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what not having income needs would do for you. But when you get to wake up every day and design what you want to do, it will change your life. So that is my passion for this. The freedom and the choices that the income and the time will give you, because I have seen truly incredible things on this team, and it's my favorite thing. So that's one of the things I'm passionate about. The second thing I'm really passionate about is your ability to impact the world. So like I said earlier, this is no one's dream in life. Very few people are little girls and they're sitting home and what do you want to do? Well, I think I want a health and wellness business with clean personal care. I want to be the president. No one ever says that, right? It doesn't work that way. However, this is your vehicle to change the world. So it's not my dream in life. I don't get way excited about lipstick, right? I like it. It's fun for me. I don't get excited about it, but I do get excited about how we've been able to be foster parents. I do get excited about how our church knows when there's a need that's silent, that they can come to us and we can pay for it. I do get excited about the fact that a friend of mine the other day said, I'm going to Haiti this summer and we need 20 pairs of shoes and we need everybody to donate this much money. And I was able just to send her the entire cost. That is what income freedom allows you to do. And I'm not telling you that so you think I'm incredible. I'm telling you that because that is what I've seen over and over and over again that this has allowed people to do, is whatever's important to you, whatever you're passionate about, to make an impact on that, both with your time, because you'll have time, but also with the income that you have, the extra that you have. People need the extra that you have. They are dying for it. And if you don't start, that extra will not be there. So if you want to impact the world, this is a home for you. And then the third thing I'm passionate about is building healthier families. What we do directly relates to my mission. I love it. I love helping people through the 30 days, which is our Mayo Clinic reviewed program, to really help people figure out the symptoms that are bugging them, reset their habits, and find a way of eating that serves them. Because I have heard from more people than anything that is life-changing. That is the number one thing they say to me. This program changed my life. People say they can't believe how changing what they eat changes how they feel and experience every day. That's a passion of mine. Looking at mamas and knowing that their baby care is safe. Instead of, for example, Johnson & Johnson, which just lost a lawsuit to the tune of, I believe, $76 million because they knew there were carcinogens in their baby products and they sent them out anyway. That's what's happening behind the scenes of big corporations. And I know that we have a heart to protect our families, and the government's just not there yet. There's no board that is just there yet. So we have to do that with our dollars and with our voice and with our education. And I love knowing that that's what we're helping build here. So not only the nutrition part and healing people from the inside out instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it or pills or whatever it is, but also knowing that we're helping them get safe and effective products into their home where they can trust them, where there is transparency, where if something goes wrong, they'll know. It really is part of my mission. I hope it's part of your mission also. So I've taken up way more than your 10 minutes, but I'm just fired up about this. I love talking to you guys about this. So here's what I want to know. I want to know which income level is right for you. I posted them earlier. I'm not going to go over them again right now. But like I said, I became a regional vice president, which is where you get Mercedes cash bonus in 10 months after starting my business, and a national vice president, which is the top title, in exactly 36 months. And I just want to know where you see yourself in terms of income. What would change your life? What would allow you to give back? What would actually make a difference to you guys? I also want to know, think to yourself real quick, and this scared the pants off me when someone asked me, if you keep doing what you're doing, what will be different in 5 years? And I was like, I have a great life. I love my life. I love my husband. Everything is fine. We're doing okay with our bills. We Dave Ramsey'd it. Like, we were doing great, right? But then I thought, that is only okay with me if things are going to be better off in 5 years. And I could not see how they were. In fact, I thought that things were probably even going to be worse off in 5 years because as kids grow up, they just get more expensive. Am I right? Someone tell me. Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know. And I was like, oh, golly. Okay. That is when I knew I had to do something. If you want your life to change, you have to be the one to make the change. And I found the truth of that over and over and over again. I could not be more grateful for that 10 seconds of courage and massive humble taking the pride off my shoulder that I said yes when I looked into what we were doing here. And then I just want you to know, we're going to chat with you. I have no idea if this is right for you. It's probably not. Most people find it is worth a try, and then they want to go from there. But we're going to talk you through it. If you have more questions, ask me. You are welcome to send me a private message, or please just comment and I'll come back and check out the comments. And we're going to let you know how this goes. We're going to guide you step by step by step. A lot of times people say, okay, well, I'm going to start a business and holy moly, then what? I'm just going to be on my own, right? I'm never going to know what to do. That is not what we do around here. We mentor you step by step by step. You will hear from me and every leader on my team literally every single day. That is how we run this team, and we're really excited to teach you about how to run a virtual business and how to be able to make a difference from home while you completely control your own time. So if that is something that is exciting to you, let us know when we talk to you. Otherwise, if you have questions or concerns or more objections I didn't talk about today, I am really easy. You will not offend me. I'm the hardest person in the world to upset. So just tell me. Completely tell me and I will chat it through with you. And I hope that I will be getting to meet you and talk to you soon. Night, everybody. Stay safe out there, Midwest people.